Hey everybody, and welcome to your Daily Explainer for Hastings. It is Friday, April 10th, and it is shaping up to be a really nice day. But, there's a little twist to the weather today that you're going to want to know about. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, I absolutely love this. It's our little weather joke of the day, and honestly, it could not be more spot on. It just perfectly nails that classic feeling, That feeling of an early spring morning right down by the river.
And you know what? That joke actually sets up the main weather story for today perfectly. It really is a tale of two halves. And trust me on this one, the second half is definitely the one you're going to want to stick around for. All right, so here's the deal. We're starting out the day with those morning clouds, kind of chilly, right? But as the day moves along, things are going to change. Those clouds are going to start breaking apart, the sun's going to come out, and it's going to make for a much, much nicer, classic spring afternoon.
And yep, the numbers totally back this up. I mean, look at that high of 55 degrees. That is just perfect for getting outside, especially when you see there's pretty much zero chance of rain. And the wind, super calm, just 5 miles per hour. It's just a solid, really pleasant forecast all around before it cools down to a nice, clear 35 tonight.
So, with a forecast looking this good, what does that actually mean for your Friday plans? Well, let's talk about how to make the most of it. Okay, so here is the key for today. Ready? Layers. Layers are going to be your best friend. You'll for sure want a jacket this morning, and this is my favorite part, you'll actually get to break out the sunglasses this afternoon. Just, keep that coat nearby if you're planning on being out after the sun goes down.
This is exactly why today is the day to get outside. Seriously, we're talking dry pavement, calm conditions. It is the perfect setup to run some errands downtown, or maybe, just maybe, take that well-deserved walk along the river in Levy Park. What a day for it, right?
All right, now let's kind of zoom out for a second. It turns out that this whole theme of a pleasant spring day, it actually connects to some really fascinating new beginnings that all happened on this very date, April 10th, throughout history. Pretty cool.
So we're going to look at 3 really different but equally important moments in time. We'll start way back in 1872, then we'll jump ahead to a major literary moment in 1925, and then we're going to land right back here with some important local Minnesota history from 1976. So let's kick things off in 1872. On this exact day, over in Nebraska, they celebrated the very first Arbor Day. And the whole idea behind it was pretty simple but awesome. Create a holiday all about planting trees, getting entire communities out there to add new life and growth all around them. And you have to hear this. On that very first Arbor Day, it's estimated that over 1 million trees were planted. I mean, can you believe that? That is just an incredible achievement for a brand new holiday. A total grassroots success story. All right, let's jump forward to 1925. April 10th was a huge day for American literature. This was the day that F. Scott Fitzgerald, who of course has deep roots right here in Minnesota, published The Great Gatsby. Yeah, that book. A book that would pretty much change everything.
And finally, let's bring it right back home to Minnesota. On this date, back in 1976, something really amazing started right up in Minneapolis. A group of 37 members from the Women's Art Registry of Minnesota founded WARM. It was this collective art space, and the whole point was to create more opportunities for women artists. Just a fantastic, important piece of our state's history.
Okay, so let's tie this all together, shall we? When you look at today's amazing weather, and then you look at this really unique history, what's the big takeaway? Well, for me, it all comes down to 2 things: new growth and new stories. So really, when you put it all together, today in Hastings isn't just a nice day, it's about that feeling, the arrival of real spring. And as we've just seen, April 10th has always been this day for creative new beginnings. I mean, think about it. From planting 1 million trees, to publishing a novel that defined a generation, to creating a new space for artists to thrive. It's all connected. And that brings me to one last thought for you. This day, it's all about new growth, right? New stories. So my question for you is pretty simple. What will you start today? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Have a fantastic Friday, Hastings.